Okay, it's Poppy matchup time. We're doing this. It's about 9 hours into the stream. I've had some drinks. Let's go. Aatrox. I don't like Aatrox. I don't. A lot of people say the Aatrox. Oh, that's an easy Poppy. I disagree. I say Aatrox struggle. Poppy struggles against Aatrox. You need anti-heal. You need armor. You need a lot of stuff. I don't like Aatrox. Infinite cooldowns, tons of sustain. It's disgusting. I hate this champion. I hate that he's so meta. Ahri's not a top laner. Akali. Akali's a skill matchup. I go I go Grasp, Second Wind, Door and Shield against Akali, and it's actually it's not a bad matchup. It's just, again, one of those champions that can infinitely spam her abilities for funsies. Akshan. I'd say Akshan is more skill matched up. Actually, I'm gonna go and say Poppy favored on Akshan. You get a little bit of armor, you get tabbies, and you could just jump on this guy. You can just jump on this guy and destroy him. His swing can be W'd, except for some reason there's a bug where if he's like right on top of you and he does it, it doesn't work. But get Iceborne, get tabbies, and then you can just run this guy down. Alistar, I'm not going to do Alistar. I know there's some Alistar top players, but I've never had that matchup, so I would not be able to say. Who's next? Who's next? Bel'Veth. I've played against a Bel'Veth top. I destroyed her. It's whatever. Like, I've only played against one. So good luck if there's a Bel'Veth top. Camille. I love Camille. I'm going to put Camille above Akshan and Poppy favored. Camille's a really easy matchup. Rush damage. What's this? I'd rather drown by Set It Off. Camille, very, very easy matchup. Q her when she comes into QU, because the typical Camille combo is she's going to W you to slow you, and then walk in to get her Qs off. If you Q when she tries to walk into you, usually the slow can stop her. If she's dumb and doesn't take flash, that's even more free. Just ping your jungler, like, hey, come top on repeat, kill her. W her hook shot, she is dead on repeat. Rush Eclipse, Rush Sundered. There's no point in going tank against Camille. She deals true damage. She's going to destroy you. So you just have to go damage and bonk her. Cassiopeia. Fuck Cassiopeia top. Absolutely disgusting. Dodge it. There's nothing you can do. You don't beat this champion. She's too tanky. She does too much damage. She heals for too much. No. I'd cast gross. Cho'gath. I would say Cho'gath is a skill matchup. I've fought some Cho'gaths, and it's easy. Other than that, they just get too tanky and raffle stomp you. I would advise just going tank against Cho'gath and just seeing who scales better. Darius. Darius is another icky doo-doo. I would say it's actually worse, or Cass is worse, but Darius is disgusting. I permaban Darius. I've only played against him once. I did not beat him. Luckily, my team carried me. Yeah, no. No, Darius. Very, very bad. Mundo. I love Mundo. I love Mundo matchups. Mundo matchups are so easy for me. He does have his like CC immunity thing, but if you pop it, it does a decent chunk of damage to him. So eat him, do that damage, step on it, it's good damage. I rush Executioners into Mundo, and 9 out of 10 times that does the trick. Executioners into like Eclipse, and he's done for. He's donezo. You can't do anything against that. Echo, Diana, Fiora. Hot take. I say Fiora's a skill matchup. I fought good Fioras. Fioras that can instantaneously Q you without dashing, incredibly hard. She deals % health true damage. You can only W one of her dashes if she ults you. It can be rough. It can be a rough matchup. I'd say Fiora is a big skill matchup. Let's go Gangplank. Gangplank shits on Poppy. Gangplank is disgusting. The barrel zone the shit out of you. If they're really good, you'll never be able to get on them, and even if you do, they're just gonna chunk you with true damage. No, I've beaten GPs, but it's really, really, really hard. GP lanes are really hard. It's not a hard counter every time. You can win, it's just really, really hard. If they're good GP, you'll never beat a GP. Garen. I put Garen in Poppy struggles. Garen, if the Garen plays super safe and scales and has Ignite, he will flash Ignite, ult you for like 600 true damage, and you will just be one shot from like half health. He's got a lot of sustain. He can W your shield proc harassment. Yeah, I have a tough time against Garen. That's just me. Do you? Do you have a tough time against Garen? He has a tough time against Garen too. Who's next? Nar. Nar is another fucking disgusting lane. That little rat has so much mobility and poke. They take fleet and go Doran's shield. It's rough. Luckily, nobody really plays Nar, but that's a pretty hard matchup. I don't like Nar. Gragas. Gragas is a skill matchup. I'd put him a little bit more. Yeah, I'd put him over Cho'gath. I found that rushing Sundered Sky is really, really good against Gragas. Just to match his sustain with your own sustain it's amazing. That solves a lot of the problems with Gragas matchup. Gragas matchup, he has tons of sustain and damage, but if you just go Sundered, you can match it. Oh god, excuse me. Again, I've been drinking. I apologize. Very, very hard. I mean, it's not that bad of a matchup. Nobody really plays Gragas anyway. Gwen. I say Gwen's a harder matchup. People say that Poppy counters Gwen. I don't know. I don't know how. Her true damage and healing and sustain is I don't like it. I don't like it. Typically they run Ignite too. If you can get the advantage, good. She deals true damage. I don't know whether to build tank or damage. Yeah. I'm gonna say Gwen is a struggle. It's a struggle bus. I hardly ever beat Gwen's. I don't know if I'm just trash. Probably. Did I miss anybody? No. Heimerdinger. No. Heimerdinger is on the same area as Cassiopeia. It's just, well, no. I'd say Heimer is a hard counter. There are ways. Fleet, Doran's Shield, Second Wind is a good way to handle Heimerdinger. But goddamn, is it such an unfun match. 10 spider and cat treats? That's true. That's true. Heimer is a terrible, unfun matchup. I do not recommend. 10 out of 10. Do not recommend. Illaoi. I hate Illaoi. Oh, I'm actually going to put her above. I'm going to put her in the struggle category. I don't like Illaoi, especially since they just buffed her. Way too much. Way too much everything. No fun. No fun. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's not fun dodging her E and dodging all her little tentacles. It's the same struggle as like Aatrox dodging his Q every 5 seconds. The only way I found to beat Illaoi is you need Eclipse, you need Anti-Heal, you need Bammies, and you need Sundered Sky. And if you're even with her, you'll win. But you need fucking 4 items before that happens. It's no fun. Irelia. That's Poppy favored. I would say, I would say it's definitely harder than all of these. Irelia can get really good. You need to watch out for her level 1 cheese on the minions. If she gets full stacks Qs and just runs in and clicks you, it's bad. I typically start cloth armor and pots against Irelia and rush bramble into tabbies, and that kind of shuts her down. But you just gotta watch the minions. W her dashes, obviously. Dodge her E, and it's manageable. Jax. I shit on Jax. I don't know. I've never lost to a Jax. Ever. I don't know what it is. You take bone plating, grasp the usual, W his dash. It's kind of obvious if he charges up his E, he's gonna jump on you, so just press your W and he can't do that. Other than that, you just gotta practice Wing his dash, and it's the easiest matchup in the world. Everybody hates Jax, but I'm like, ooh yeah, pick Jax, go for it. I would love a good Jax lane. Jayce. I would say skill matchup, but once you get an item or two, once you get Iceborne, maybe some Sunfire, you can run him down. It's just getting to that point's a little bit frustrating, just because with his constant poke. But you do eventually beat Jayce once you get an item or two. Jarvan doesn't really play top. Cassiopeia and Kayle. I don't like Kayle. Kayle's a really rough lane. You can play aggressive, you need jungle help, but Kayle will outscale you and destroy you. Yeah, a good Kayle, you'll never beat a good Kayle. They'll just play super safe, EQ farm until they can get range, and just kite the shit out of you. I don't like Kayle matchups. Kennen. Kennen's another fucking... Is Kennen... No, Kennen's not a hard counter. I would say it's a struggle lane. Sundered Sky, Doran's Shield start, Second Wind, and you're just kind of piss chilling. You're just kind of piss chilling if it's a Kennen lane. You can never really kill him because of his mobility, and especially if he goes fleet like some usually do. But yeah, Kennen's not that bad of a lane. Let's see. Kled. Kled's poppy favored, for sure. For sure, Kled's poppy favored. I've lost. Feeta Boy is the only Kled to beat me, but I have lost to Kled. It was Feeta Boy. But other than that, it's pretty easy. W him when he W's in. His unmounted Q is also a dash. That's a good way to destroy him. If he's unmounted and you can telegraph his Q, you can W him and he's not going anywhere. He's just dead. Other than that, nothing to worry about. Cassante. I love Cassante. I love Cassante matchup. He used to be super strong, but now he's just one of those champions that I do my Immortal build on, rush Heartsteel, and just Giga Scale, farm stacks off of him. And you can never really kill each other. I love Cassante lane. His W, he is unstoppable during it, but once he lets go, you can W him. He can hold it for a really long time, though, so you gotta watch out. But other than that, it's Cassante's a really, really easy matchup. Who else? Lillia top. That's not really a thing anymore, but I'll put it in the hard counter category, because yeah, that's disgusting. Nobody plays Lillia top anymore, though, thank God. Lee, I've played against a Lee Sin. I destroyed him. Olaf lane? Are you? Okay, you gotta teach me your ways. I hate Olaf. Malphite. I would say Malphite's a skill. Malphite's one of those boring lanes where you can maybe kill him pre-6, but after 6, he just gets too tanky and it's just a slap fight. It's a really, really boring lane. Malphite lane is just another Heartsteel, Giga Scale, Immortal Poppy build. Who's next? Who's next? Mordekaiser. That's a hard counter for sure. I don't like Mordekaiser. It's the same as Aatrox, but a little bit easier. Or a little bit harder. Aatrox is easier than Mordekaiser. I don't like Mordekaiser. This motherfucker right here, I don't like him. Get this guy out of my face. I don't know what to do against Mordekaiser. Swifties, Eclipse, Sundered Sky is the only way I've been able to actually fight him, and that's if you can go even with him. What Swifties are the big part, because usually they'll rush Rylai's. Nasus. Nasus is an interesting one. I'd say it's a skill matchup. Same as Malphite. He's going to get tanky and outscale you. You just have to play aggressive. And or go tank yourself and just Heartsteel. Heartsteel, same as Malphite, same as Cassante, just get super tanky and ult him out of fights and he's just useless. Nah, Fury, not really. None of these champions. Olaf. I would say Olaf's a hard counter. Sometimes I beat Olaf. Most of the time, I don't. Swifties are great against him. Swifties and Eclipse and Executioners are the only ways that I can really beat Olaf. Dodging his axes, obviously. But yeah, Olaf is Olaf's a pretty hard matchup. Who's next? Yeah, it is Ornn. Ornn's Poppy favored for sure. Ornn is the exact same situation as Cassante. You can maybe kill him early, late, not really. It's another Immortal, Heartsteel, farm stacks, Giga Scale. His ult is a dash, so keep that in mind. If he ults, just go press W on him, and you can just watch him squirm. He can't knock his ram back because it's a dash. Hilarious. Poppy. I think we need our own. We need our own. Oh shit! No. Boop. We need our own. Poopy. There. Poopy gets her own. Poopy gets her own tier. Poopy. Pantheon. Pantheon's Poppy favored. Pantheon will be real irritating because his Q is like a 2-second cooldown and he's going to poke the shit out of you. But eventually, once you get some tankiness, you just run him down. There's nothing he can do. You just deal too much damage to Pantheon after you get an item or two, and you bonk him. Rammus, Rek'Sai, Quinn. Quinn's the same as Akshan. It's just an 80 carry top. Go Iceborne, Tabbies. If you could W her vault, great. It's really, really hard. It's a really fast action. You have to kind of predict it. But you can most likely just run her down. Luckily, nobody really plays Quinn. Renekton. Renekton's Poppy favorite for sure. I'd say he's even easier than... I would put him up here. Renekton's so easy. I haven't fought one in a long time because they kind of nerfed him and he was kind of useless, but I love Renekton lanes. It's another Iceborne, go tanky, Tabby, Sunfire, and you'll just out-damage him. W, his dash is easy. I love Renekton lane. How long is this video going to be? 20 minutes? Oh, that's going to be a good YouTuber. We're just going to upload this in a whole big unedited chunk. Riven. That's right, Riven? Yeah. Poppy poops on Riven. Riven's like your #1 counter. Your #1 prey is Riven. I've lost to a couple really, really, really high-level Riven one-tricks, But other than that, you just win. You win. You beat Riven. W her third Q. I usually rush Eclipse or Sundered into him, and it's pretty free. Always pick Riven into Poppy, or always pick Poppy into Riven. Rengar. Wait, actually, Rengar is a top laner. I don't like Rengar top. Rengar top is disgusting. I would actually put Poppy struggles. Hot take. Poppy struggles against Rengar top. A good Rengar top will like max W, go grasp and Sundered, and any trade you do with him, he'll just press W and heal it all back. I don't like Renekton top, or Rengar top. Bramble, yeah, Bramble's real good. Bramble tabbies, but God, bro, Rengar's hard. Rengar is a hard lane for sure. Naturally, you count him or Houndour him in the jungle, but in the top lane, it's a whole other shebang. Rumble's disgusting. Not as bad. Not as bad. I've beaten Rumbles. I more than often beat Rumbles, but it is a hard matchup. Nobody really plays Rumble anymore. They nerfed him to the ground, thank God. But when he was meta back a few patches like last season and it was Rumbles everywhere, it's bad. Set. I would say Set's a skill matchup. Take Bramble into him. Kind of hard. He does a lot of damage and true damage, and he has a lot of sustain. But yeah, Set's really just a big matchup, a skill matchup. Definitely don't go Heartsteel into him. Big idea, big bad idea. Shen. I would say Shen's a skill matchup. His dash is really fast and hard to W, but if you can get it down, you win. So it's just all dependent on if you can W his taunt or not. And ult him away if he ults. It's really easy to stop Shen ult. If he's like anywhere near his tower, you can just ult him away. Let's see. I don't know. What did I do Sejuani? Singed. I love Singed lane. Singed is so easy. You go aggressive, go full damage. I start Doran's Blade against a Singed and just play super aggro. Watch his level 1 proxy. Kind of guard your lane. Guard your minions, escort them to lane, and Singed is an easy fucking matchup. Sion. I struggle against Sion. Nobody really plays this guy. I'm gonna put him at the end. He's not that bad, but he's gonna get tankier than you. And that's about it. He's gonna get tankier than you. So be super aggro early. If you can't, just build tank to match him. And that's about it. That's how you beat Sion. Or at least go even with Sion. Swain's not really a top laner. I've seen a couple, but I'm not going to worry about it. Tahm Kench. I would actually say Tahm Kench is pretty good against a Poppy. He gets too tanky for you to do any damage to him, and he outscales the shit out of you. If he does Heartsteel like Riftmaker, like Watley does, he'll outscale you and just be tankier than you. I actually plan, if Poppy's ever stolen from me, I plan to play more, or Tahm into them. Skarner top. In case you ever fight Murthos. I actually don't know about Skarner. I'm just gonna put him in a skill matchup. For Murthos. The one Skarner top player. Who's next? Teemo. Well, you saw my Teemo game. Whoa, what is happening there? Teemo's as drunk as I am. I wouldn't say it's a hard counter. I would say it's a struggle. I'd say it's up here with like Illaoi and Aatrox. Fleet, Doran's Shield, Second Wind, farm until you get MR Sunfire. Then you can run them down. It's just a pain. A good Teemo will be perma aggro on you and just poke you every single chance you get. And eventually he'll do IRL damage after you get a little tumor in the back of your head that just forms after he auto attacks you every chance you walk up. Trundle. Trundle's a disgusting. Trundle's really fucking hard. I put Trundle in the run. I put him in the run tier, man. I don't like Trundle. He's just really, really hard. I haven't played against one in a long time, thank goodness, but it's a rough matchup for Poopy. Udyr. Twisted Fate. I'm gonna put Twisted Fate up here. No, I'm gonna put it in run. Fuck Twisted Fate top players. Hopefully they'll be relevant next week when they're nerfed, but goddamn. Fuck Twisted Fate top. Udyr. Udyr is disgusting. Udyr is a hard counter. Udyr is tanky, has tons of damage, sustain, shields. Yeah, Udyr has it all, and he's disgusting. That's just build tank. You'll never be able to kill him. You can never build against him, too, because he does magic and physical damage. I don't like him. Udyr is a rough match. Tryndamere. I would say Tryndamere is Poppy favored. Tryndamere is a pretty easy matchup. Tabbies, W when he E's into you, and it's just easy game. Watch out for, like, Ignite cheeses. Tryndamere's good. Urgot. Poppy shits on Urgot. Poppy demolishes Urgot. Warden's Mail, Tabbies. Urgot will do no damage to you. And then whenever he gets his shield, he's going to dash, so press W. And that's all you need to do. Rinse, repeat. He's dead. Rush damage. I usually rush damage. After Warden's Tabbies, I'll go Sunder to Eclipse, and Urgot can't do anything. It is a little rough now that they have Hullbreaker, but it's still a pretty easy matchup. Vlad. I guess there are some Vlad tops. Vlad's pretty rough. I'll put him in the Teemo category. That's another fleet. Actually, I would probably go Grasp against Vlad. He's not quite as pokey as Teemo is. His auto attacks aren't as good. Varus. Varus top. I would say Varus top is a pretty rough matchup. Nobody really plays Varus top anymore, so I put him at the very bottom. But, goddamn. Varus is a rough matchup. Vayne top. I would say it's a skill matchup, actually. Iceborne, Doran Shield start, Hot Take, Edge of Night. Edge of Night's really good against Vayne. The only way Vayne can proc Edge of Night is with her Condemn, so that basically eliminates that spell. So if you go Iceborne Edge of Night, you can just pretty much stick on top of her. If you can W her Vault, she's donezo. She's donezo if you can do that to her. Ugh, okay. Who's next? Volibear. Well, Volibear's really strong right now. But I would say it's a skill matchup. It's a little harder. I'd say it's harder than Fiora. Actually, I'm gonna move Fiora down. Boop, 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 boop. Well, we're gonna move Fiora to the bottom, actually. Fiora's not that bad of a matchup. It's just rough. Good Fiora can beat you. Volibear's too tanky. Just build tank. Match him. Warwick. I'd say Warwick is definitely a hard counter. Rush Executioners into Warwick and build Eclipse. Eclipse are sundered into Warwick. You just have to kill him. Don't go Bramble. Don't go Bramble. Executioner's much better into Warwick. If you go Bramble, he can just farm off minions and you can't do anything. But if you go Executioners, then you can put the Grievous on him whenever you want. Wukong. Yeah, Fiora can QW you, and you can parry, or if you W it, she'll just, yeah. Good Fioras will do that. It's a real pain. That's why it's a skill matchup. I would say Wukong's a skill matchup. I don't really see Wukong's a lot, but they're there. It's kind of an annoying matchup, but I think you win. Yasuo. Yasuo is definitely Poppy favored. A good Fiora can beat a Poppy, yeah. Yeah. Fiora's really rough. If they know how to... If they know how to do like the 1-inch Q, where they barely dash like a little tiny bit and can still proc it. But I'll go damage into Fiora. And just kind of predict when she's gonna Q in on you and Q her too. So if she's like gonna come in and Q, you have to Q and meet her. And that's the one of the biggest ways to beat Fiora is to predict when she's gonna Q in on you and Q her when she does that, so you hit her. It's kind of annoying. Lethality. No, I wouldn't say lethality, Poppy. Just like Eclipse. Eclipse Sundered Sky destroys Fiora. Where was I at? Yasuo. Oh yeah, Yasuo. He's really strong early game, but once you get a few items, he tickles you. And he has 5,000 dashes that you can block too. Yone. I'm gonna say Yone's a struggle lane. Early game is a lot easier, but late game is gross. Eclipse Fable. Yeah, I've done that before. It's pretty nasty. It's pretty nasty. I would say Yone is a struggle lane. You can beat him real good early on, but he will eventually scale and just... Yone's... I haven't actually seen a Yone in a long time, but the champ's still pretty strong. We're almost done, aren't we? I think we just have Yorick. Yorick's really fucking rough. I don't like Yorick. I'm gonna actually put him up here next to Illaoi. Yorick's pretty hard. I would just say maybe go damage into him, but I haven't seen many Yoricks. But Yorick kind of shits on Poppy. If he throws his little thing at you, his cum puddle, you can W his minions when they jump at you. But other than that, E, if he puts you in a cage, pray to God that there's some minions around you can E out of it. And when he summons the maiden, you just have to sit there and cry. Yorick's a pretty rough matchup. Zac. Yeah, Zac top is a thing, isn't it? It's a skill matchup. Step on his blobs. It's a little rough. He does a lot of damage and has a lot of sustain. But other than that, I don't really think it should like matter. You never really kill him. Hey, where are you going? Okay, bye. Is that it? That's about it. I think we got them all. I don't see any other big top laners here. Yeah, I think I got them all. Cool. Well, zoom out a little bit. There it is. There it is. Dachnomaniac's top matchup tier list. Temporary rank 1 Poppy NA opinions. Yeah. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. Guys, I just realized it's been my actual birthday for 48 minutes. Yay, happy birthday. Woo! 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 Birthday! Birthday cat! Where are you going? So yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I will upload this to YouTube maybe this week. I'm just going to slap it on unedited. So good luck. 36 minutes of League of Legends activity.